Channels Television, Metrofile, Glitz and Glamour.
Many thanks for staying with us. For all our top stories and other programs, you can find that on our website. It's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb.
You can also visit m.channelstv.com if you are on the go to view us live on an iPad, iPhone or BlackBerry. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android and Nokia 920 devices from their stores. A 6-year single-term tenure proposed for the president and governors has been rejected by the members of the Plateau North Senatorial District in a unanimous decision. They insist that it can only be accepted if the principle of rotation is included during the Constitution amendment process.
The look of tense anticipation on the faces of the people assembled betrays some uneasy calm in the air. It underscores the seriousness of the occasion at the Treasures Inn Conference Hall in Jos, north central Nigeria. The hall is filled with participants drawn from the political class, community leaders of different ethnic groups, as well as traditional rulers from 6 local government areas that make up Plateau North Senatorial Zone. Up for discussion are the 1999 Constitutional Review and adoption of the Senatorial Zone Priority Areas reports. Key issues include a single 6-year term, creation of distinct offices of Minister of Justice and Attorney General, as well as funding of state independent electoral commissions and the State House of Assembly.
They will now loot for themselves, for their constituencies, for their states and whatever. And you see corruption coming into full force because they'll be feeling that they are not accountable to anybody.
Convener and host of the meeting, Giam Kwajo, described the parley as tasking and a worthwhile exercise.
We were happy that in the course of the deliberations, they realized that we need to reach out to as many people as possible so that they can support us, even as a zone. They also realized that the issue of state creation was really overflogged, and the fact that even those that wanted state creation did not meet the constitutional criteria.
As the Senate Constitution Review Committee embarks on reviewing the 1999 document midwife by the military, the people must have their say in the search for a people-oriented constitution.
From the Nigerian Meteorological Agency comes the warning that Ogun State, Lagos and Cross River states may experience flooding between now and early July. The Director General of the agency, Anthony Anuforum, gave this alert while giving an update on the 2013 rainfall pattern, adding that underground water in these areas are already high with the rainfall recorded so far. The agency, while giving assurances that it will continue to monitor and provide regular updates as the weather conditions evolve. It explained that the northeastern states of Yobe and Adamawa may experience strong dryness due to very high temperatures recorded in the area between March and April.
Well, the president's hands were full yesterday, moving from one schedule to another, as he also gave audience to the Honorary International Investors Council led by Baroness Linda Chalker. The meeting held just before the National Executive Committee meeting of the PDP. Now, at that meeting, the president sought international cooperation in resolving the violence in the northern part of Nigeria.
That I believe you are all concerned, and we're all concerned, is the issue of security. And you have been monitoring, especially some of you who have investments or in companies that have investments like Shell and others. The issue of security is quite worrisome. We are trying our best. You are aware of the declaration of state of emergency in 3 of the northern states. from that time till now, at least the situation has improved reasonably. And the positive aspect of that is that the local population is now working with government. So you see young men from within these areas volunteering to assist the security services to hunt for these criminals. For the HIIC members, we continue to appreciate your commitment and your concern for us, and continue to urge you to do more, because for us to get to where we want to go, then of course, like Aganga said, we will attract external funds, we will attract external investors.
The Nigerian Army has commended the cooperation between troops in the 3 northeastern states and local groups, describing it as a welcome development. According to the Director of Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Ibrahim Tahiru, the operation in Adamawa, Borno and Yobe states is part of military assistance to civil authorities and communities. He described as 4 stories that the military is recalling soldiers on international peace missions to increase the number of troops needed for internal security operations. General Atahiru insists that the armed forces have enough personnel to tackle insecurity in the country without interfering with global engagements.
We're actually out there to carry out police duties to aid the civil power or the civil authority or civil community, as it were. So if they are doing any other thing to enhance our operation, I think it's purely a symbiotic relation towards achieving the overall end state, as it were, which is attacking the center of gravity of the insurgents and unhinging it, both physical center of gravity or the psychological center of gravity, as it were. Our operational design has it that we can fight on 2 fronts and be able to maintain internal security. So there will be no need. If we have troops committed to peace support operations in 1 or 2 theaters, we have good enough number that will be able to maintain internal security within Nigeria. We have an operational design to that effect, and that is what is playing out. So there will be no requirement for withdrawing troops for any international engagement, which is actually contribution to international peace and security before we can maintain peace at home.
The National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESREA, has arrested a vessel alleged to be carrying containers of toxic waste. According to the agency, the vessel M.V Euro cargo Saleno from Germany had 3 crew members on board before its arrest in Lagos. Although the vessel is alleged to have contained freightages, the Lagos State Coordinator of NESREA, Eunice Eze, explained that the agency is yet to ascertain the exact content of the vessel.
That is regarded as electronic waste that is tested and is not functioning is regarded as waste, and they are not allowed any longer in this country. We are not seeing the fridges yet. We're only giving an alert that watch out for so thing coming. This is only an alert. Watch out. We are not sure. We can only be sure when we get to this ship and be able to identify, because there is a number given to us. Then if we find it is a waste, it must go back to the country of export.
When we come back on News Track, there's plenty to come, including us going to Singapore, where the weather is not just hazy, but dangerous.
Plus, on the foreign scene, about 100 million people take part in protests in 100 cities in Brazil.
Do join us again.
Left in the dark. Be the first to know. Get the latest news and developing stories anytime, anywhere, on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com and click on the Channels TV logo. Channels Television, the news at your fingertips.
Nigeria's oil revenue fell 5% in May to 590.7 billion naira, compared with